Hello everybody, welcome to the monthly reading draw. It's a bit later than usual, but I ran into some technical difficulties with my laptop, so that's the reason for the delay. But anyway, let's get into it. So, for those of you who don't know what this is, every month I have a draw for a tarot reading for one person. Each person's name is in this pile, and you can enter the draw on my Patreon page by pledging $2 or $4. Those who pledge $4 have their names added to the pool twice, so that means they have a bigger chance of getting the reading. And I also offer all kinds of readings for different pledges. If you want to go to my Patreon page, you can check it out. And also I share exclusive videos and I do early uploads as well. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I recommend that you check it out. You'll find the link in the description. So this month I would like to give a very special reading to one person who's going to get picked randomly, and it's a new reading type that I would like to introduce on my channel. It's the 4 elements reading, and it's a 5-card reading. It's mainly about new projects, or you can use it when you enter a new relationship of some sort. Could be a romantic relationship, a marriage, or a business relationship, or when you start anything new, when you want to buy a new house, or you want to change your life around, or anything like that. So it's mainly about new projects that you are planning to start. So this is the reading that I'm going to give to Theresa. Without any further ado, let's get started with the reading. Congratulations, Theresa, but if you're not Theresa and you still feel guided to watch this video, you might find that there might be some insights that you might find useful regarding your own life, but this is for Theresa specifically. So, Theresa, I'm shuffling the cards. I really like this fabric. It's so soft. It's very, very nice, very ASMR. Alright, so we're gonna get started by picking one center card, which is going to represent you as the center of the situation. So, Theresa, I encourage you to pick a new project that you've been planning to set in motion, or a plan that you have, or something fresh and new in your life that you want to learn more about. And focus on it, because this reading is going to be about that. And this reading is called the 4 Elements reading because we're looking at the 4 astrological elements that represent influences that contribute to the success, or that may be a difficulty during the process of realizing this plan. And we start with Earth. The Earth element represents the material aspect of this endeavor. And then we're moving on to water. Water represents the emotions, the emotional background, or the emotional circumstances that describe and influence the situation. And then we have air. Air represents thought, intellect, and rational, analytical thinking. So it's the factor of strategies, planning, creativity, creative solutions, making connections. And finally, there's fire. And fire represents passion. So it's gonna tell us about the creative energy behind this project. It's gonna show how important this is to you in reality, and how much energy you'll be able to spend on this cause. You in the middle are the Empress, which is an amazing card to get when it comes to creative projects or long-term plans of any kind, because it represents fertility and a caring, supportive attitude. It's very motherly. It has a lot of good feminine energies. And I can already tell that this project that that we're talking about is very near and dear to your heart. The material aspects, 9 of Pentacles reversed. Emotional aspect, 8 of Wands. The 10 of Swords, intellectually. And Tower reversed for the passion aspect of things. I'm still convinced that what we're talking about here is very, very significant in your life, very important. But the 9 of Pentacles reversed tells me that it's there's a problem with resources. You don't feel like you're independent enough to realize this plan yet. Because the 9 of Pentacles upright is about being financially and also spiritually developed and independent. And since it's in reverse, it tells me that you have the potential for turning this around, but at the moment it doesn't look like you have the material background or the material resources at hand readily available to you. So the challenge here is creating a situation where this plan can be supported on the material plane of existence as well. So the Argo, the starting point of this whole project, is you, the Empress. So it's a very strong start. It's very confident and it's full of creative energy. But you need to be aware of the necessity of establishing a firm and fertile ground for this project to grow in terms of finances as well. And you don't necessarily have to think about money when I'm talking about this. It could be any kind of resource that you can use. It could be a place or a possibility, a partnership, or basically any kind of practical circumstance that is going to make this plan easier to follow. In terms of emotion, we have the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands is a fiery card, and I find it interesting that in the field of earth, of material aspect, you have the 9 of Pentacles, and the Pentacles are related to the astrological element of earth. And here with air you have swords, which is again related to air. But here, with emotions, we have a fiery card, we have wands, and the Eight of Wands is about rapid change, big surprises, and the way it translates into emotions is it creates an emotional situation where things are rapidly changing. It's like a roller coaster ride, but it's mainly positive. It's a very positive card. It's also the card of news, so, in communication. So there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs down the road, and it might be difficult to keep up your enthusiasm because of that. But you should keep in mind that this situation with your emotions is constantly changing, and if you feel down one day, not sure if you really want to do this, you shouldn't take that too seriously, because it's in constant flux and it's changing, and it's pretty unpredictable too. So very intense, very strong emotions may be released throughout the process. And I think this is especially important to know because on the mind airy side of things, we have the Ten of Wands, and as you can see, it's one of the more difficult cards in the deck, but it's not entirely pessimistic, because it represents a full circle. When you have the Ten of Swords, it means that the way you think about this, the way you interpret the things happening with this project, has reached a point, or is going to reach a point, where you'll see that it's not possible to go on thinking about it that way. So what I mean by this is that your intellectual attitude needs to change about certain things regarding this project. I'm going to give you an example. So for example, if you want to open a business or start a new business, and your idea of a good business is a certain way, something that you just theorized in your head before even starting to actually do it, the theory is going to be debunked during the process of actually doing it, and you will need to adapt to new circumstances, and you will need to let go of your beliefs regarding of how a business should be, and you need to really be aware of what this specific task requires from you. So there's a certain amount of flexibility, and it's also about an awareness of what failure means, really, because failure is only failure if we decide that we don't want to try anymore. So the key to the whole thing is to accept if something didn't work and move on and start a new circle. So a lot of the success that you can achieve with this project depends on how flexible you are mentally, how well you can understand the need to let go of certain thoughts and certain mental programs. And finally, in terms of passion and the fiery aspect of this project, we have the tower reversed, which indicates that even though the project would require of you to change a whole lot of things, and these are important things because this is a major arcana card. So we're talking about significant, profound changes. And it looks like your spirit is kind of icky a little bit of these changes to come. But since the center card is the Empress, I see a very good possibility of this project to grow and develop. It's not going to be a completely smooth, easy ride, and there might be a lot of changes throughout the process, but it's still worth trying because it's a good idea, it's a good plan, it's a good project, and you have all the necessary skills and all the best intentions to make it work. If you pay attention to the key things, these two things, the mental and the financial, if you decide to consciously work with the difficulties that come up, you will be able to tackle any problems that you might encounter on your way. So, Theresa, this was my reading for you. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your support. And good luck with all of this, and I hope to see you again soon.